There are these invisible forces all around us that shape our financial lives, and there's one in particular that is just incredibly powerful. It can be your absolute best friend when it comes to building wealth, or it can be your worst enemy, digging you deeper and deeper into debt. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this force: compound interest.
So, to get started, let's explore this one single idea that connects some of the biggest, most important financial moments you'll ever have.
Just think about it for a minute. Buying a car, getting a mortgage for a house, taking out student loans, even stashing away money for retirement. What's the one thing, the one financial concept that ties all of those huge life events together?
Well, the answer is interest. It's really a two-sided coin, right? When you borrow money, interest is the price you pay for that privilege. But when you save or invest your money, it's the reward you get for being patient. And this, right here, is where our story really gets going.
So what is it that takes regular old interest and turns it into a financial superpower? Well, it's something I like to call the compounding engine.
So, on one side, you've got simple interest. It's, simple. You earn interest only on the money you first put in. That's it. But on the other side, you have compound interest. And this is where the real magic, or the real trouble, starts. With compound interest, you earn interest on your initial amount, plus all the interest you've already earned.
To put it really simply, it's literally interest on top of interest. Think of it this way. It's like your money starts working for you, right? But then the money that your money earned also starts working for you. It's like planting a single seed that grows into a tree, but then that tree drops fruit with more seeds that grow into more trees.
And that image really gets to the heart of it. This isn't steady, straight-line growth. It's a curve that gets steeper and steeper over time. Imagine a small snowball at the top of a very long hill. As it starts rolling, it picks up just a little bit of snow. But the bigger it gets, the more snow it picks up with every single turn, until it's a giant, unstoppable force, growing exponentially.
Now, you don't need to be a math whiz to figure out how powerful this is. In fact, all you really need to remember is one simple number: 72.
This is called the Rule of 72, and it's an awesome little mental shortcut. Let's say your investment is earning an 8% return each year. You just take 72, divided by 8, and you get 9. That means it'll take about 9 years for your money to double. Pretty cool, right? It's a super quick way to really see the power of compounding in action.
But hey, remember that snowball? It doesn't care if it's growing your wealth or growing your debt. That exact same engine that can build a fortune can also dig a crushing financial hole. Let's take a look at what happens when that compounding power flips and starts working against you.
And CBS News points to the perfect example of this: credit card debt. That compounding effect is the exact reason a small balance can balloon into something that feels completely impossible to escape. The really scary part here is the frequency. It's not just compounding once a year or even once a month. With a lot of credit cards, it's happening every single day. Each day, a little more interest gets tacked on, and the very next day, you get charged interest on that new, slightly bigger balance. It creates this vicious cycle of debt that just speeds up over time. And it's not just credit cards. Take a look at this mortgage. After 15 years of making payments, that's halfway through the 30-year loan, you still owe almost $100,000 on a $140,000 loan. How is that possible? Because in the early years of a mortgage, most of your payment is just going to interest. Compounding is working for the bank, not for you.
Student loans can be another major trap. Take Brandon's story. He had a $50,000 loan. For 10 years straight, he made his payments every single month. But here's the kicker. His monthly payments weren't even big enough to cover the new interest being added. This is a really dangerous situation called negative amortization. It meant that after a decade of paying, his loan had actually grown to over $65,000. He was paying every month, but just sinking deeper.
Okay, enough of the doom and gloom. Let's flip this thing around and talk about the fun part. How to make this unbelievable force start working for you.
So, this is Warren. He got the memo early on. At 22, he started investing $500 every month. He just kept at it consistently. And thanks to all that time and the magic of compounding, by the time he was ready to retire, those regular contributions had snowballed into almost $1.2 million. Now here's his friend Charlie. Charlie couldn't invest every month, but when he was 22, he got a $10,000 inheritance and invested the whole thing. He never added another dime to it. 40 years later, that one single investment had grown to nearly $150,000. It just goes to show you that time itself is maybe the most important ingredient. So, where does this growth actually come from in the market? Well, it's a 1-2 punch. About 3/4 of it is from capital appreciation. That just means the stocks you own become more valuable. But a huge piece of the puzzle, almost 1/4 of the total return, comes from reinvesting dividends. Those are the little cash payments companies send you. When you use them to buy more stock, well, those new shares start earning their own dividends. That's pure compounding fuel right there.
So how do you get this working for you? Simple. First, start as early as you can. As we saw with Charlie, time is your superpower. Second, be consistent like Warren, and just be patient. Third, remember that just saving isn't enough. You have to invest to really let compounding do its thing. And finally, and this is so important, pay down your high-interest debts first. You have to stop the force from working against you.
So, we've seen both sides of the coin, right? We've seen how it can build you up and how it can absolutely tear you down. Let's wrap this all up and talk about how you become the master of this force. The thing to remember is that compound interest isn't good or evil. It's totally neutral. It's just an amplifier. It takes good financial habits and amplifies them into real wealth. And it takes bad debt and amplifies it into a real financial crisis.
And that is the key takeaway here. Just understanding how this works is the biggest and most important step you can take. It's not about being a math genius. It's just about knowing which side of the snowball you're on. That knowledge, that's what gives you control.
So, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. This force, it never stops. It's working right now, 24/7. So the only question you have to ask yourself is it working for you or is it working against you?